What's up, Jay?
What up, man? I just want to say it was real cool catching up with you right now. We did a lot of catching up off camera.
A lot of fucking catching up.
It was just awesome, bro. So cheers to just everything we got going on. Everything.
Cheers, mate.
Like, so much fucking cool catching up. So much fucking, like, interesting topics and shit that we'll mention some other time. Put it that way.
On the next one.
But, we got news from Norway, dude.
Dude, I got some actual news from Norway. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little funny. No, it's fucked up. It's definitely fucked up. But it's a little funny, though.
Yeah, it's actually, it's fucked up.
It's fucked up. But it's comedic in the sense where they still found a way.
Yeah, you found you find a way of getting a comedy from the truth.
Yep.
Which is the truth that this, although it's sad and has to do with death, the comedy is just in the fact, like, really, guys, look at where you're going after and look at what can still happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But
so this comes from Oslo, Norway, and this happened October 13th. That happened actually today. A man armed with a bow and arrow killed 5 people and wounded 2 others in a series of attacks in the Norwegian town of Kongsberg on Wednesday, local police said. The suspect was in custody, police added. The man used a bow and arrow for some of the attacks, police chief Oyvind Aas told reporters. The police were investigating whether other weapons had also been used, he said. The man has been apprehended. From the information we know, we have this person carried out these actions alone. One of the wounded people was an off-duty police officer. Newspaper VG showed images of an arrow that appeared to be stuck in the wall of a wood-paneled building. The death toll was the worst of any attack in Norway since 2011, when far-right extremist Anders Behring Breivik killed 77 people, most of them teenagers at a youth camp.
damn, what the hell?
I don't even know about that shit. The attacks on Wednesday took place over a large area of Kongsberg, a municipality of about 28,000 people in southeastern Norway, 42 miles from the capital of Oslo. Damn. Well,
Dude, I think he might be politically motivated.
In what sense, though?
Whoa. Okay, because he did just throw his life away.
Actually, no. I don't think there's a life sentence in Norway. I think the max they give you is like 30 years.
The reason why I say he might be politically motivated, because this just seems like one of his motives. It just seems like one of his motives was to get people talking about guns. Why else would you do it with the bow and arrow? Think about that. Why else would you do it with the bow and arrow? I'm gonna draw I guess it can't be a comparison because they don't have much alike. The dude that shot up Vegas.
Okay.
Why do you think he did that?
Because he was a fucking weirdo?
Besides that, he picked a concert that was country.
Yes.
A country concert. What's the demographic that you think of when you think of country?
Predominantly white or black.
White. I think mostly white. I know there's like, black people that are in, well, probably Asians. We're all into country. But at the same time, percentage-wise, I think of mostly like just southern, white, like that's their shit, country music. Yeah. He picked that concert because they saw like his search history and shit like that. He looked up concerts in the area, and he said, "That's the one. That's the one."
Oh shit! I didn't know that.
I want a certain vantage point. I want to be at this floor, whatever, And he got 2 hotel rooms. He actually got 2 that connected via a door. Side note: I actually stayed at a hotel recently with my girl. We stayed in a room where the door connects to the other. But you can lock it from both ends.
Oh yeah, that's in a lot of them.
Like, dude, why? What's the point of this?
I don't know.
Fire? Like, if in case there's a fire, you jump into our room and not the hallway. Why not just the hallway and get out?
Dude, I feel like fucking hotels did it on purpose. You get robbed.
Dude, bro, it's like I'm always gonna lock it.
But still, bro, like, they could probably open it, bro. I don't think it's hard to do.
But it just the guy in Vegas, his motive must have been letting conservatives know, like, hey, you want freedom of guns? Well, look what I'm going to do to you. Mm-hmm. That's what I think, because to this day, people haven't really narrowed down his motive.
That's actually true, huh? Like, people just say, like, hey, he was just a sick fuck, He was a crazy bastard that wanted to go ahead and kill people.
But even him, he had his methodology. Like
That's
this
true.
guy.
Well, there are a lot of conspiracy behind that whole Vegas shooter. You know, they said that supposedly there was actually 2 shooters that day. There's theories that say that there was that supposedly there's evidence of another shooter shooting from that same building but through a different floor.
The evidence was like what?
That supposedly they found another window that was shot out. So because I don't
found another one that was shot out?
supposedly
Right.
that's conspiracy theories. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, nor do I know if it's confirmed. But if that is true, it's just like, well, how the fuck would the shooter be shooting at another window if he was shooting down? You know. And then supposedly it was a window that was up there, you know, around the same level where he was at. So it's just like, why would another window be shot up? Mm-hmm. You know, if he was shooting down at the crowd, why the fuck would? It is plausible that it's like some John F. Kennedy shit, the magic bullet, where one ricocheted from the floor and went back up and hit a window.
Some people could even say, "Oh, it was the sound. It was so loud that the window just exploded open."
Well, how come the one next to him didn't fucking explode?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So they say that there was 2 shooters. That there in fact was 2 shooters. So a lot of people have come out with theories regarding whatever happened in Vegas. They say that there was 2 shooters.
I did hear a rumor that it was 2 shooters because people heard echoing in the buildings, you know, surrounding. But later, I guess people broke it down and they did some kind of some kind of wizardry in the videos where you're like, oh, this is actually the amplitude that it shows in the file. Those are just like reverberations, you know, like just
like echoes, which is possible.
Yeah,
which is possible. So it's like, who knows?
But that case always stands, like it's always there in the back of my mind. Like, what was his motive?
Like one thing that you're the one that fucking brought it up, the Aurora shooter. Like you brought it up, and it had me thinking, like, bro, how come is it that we've never heard of him anymore? It was like we only heard him for those first couple of days, and after that, like, he's gone. Like you don't hear about this one anymore. And then you mentioned that, and I was like, hey, you're absolutely right. Like where you were like, dude, what are the odds that the government just said, hey, fool, we'll take care of you, fool, if you go to jail, or you know, you just got to do this shit for us, fool, because we're trying to make sure we take guns from people.
That's just
remember you told me that shit years ago.
Yeah, but that's just one of my wildest.
No, I know.
Like one of my wild personal conspiracies.
But is it far-fetched? Not entirely, because the government has been known to do some wild shit.
Governments just do shit.
Yeah.
Governments just do shit. Hey, bro, we have an agenda. Look, man, we'll reward you handsomely. You just gotta take a fall.
Yeah.
Or we kill you.
Yeah.
You know?
Like that's what the same thing they say with was it Harvey Lee Oswald, the one that killed JFK? Mm-hmm. They said supposedly they paid him to be a fall guy, but they never expected. Was it Jack Kirby?
I don't know.
I forgot what the fuck his name was. That dude to shoot him. They just never expected that for to fucking kill him.
Right. Dude, he was on his way to collect his paycheck.
They weren't thinking. Alleged. That's what they say. Like they did not think that fool was gonna die.
What do you think his paycheck said? Fucking on behalf of the CIA or what?
I don't know. On behalf of the U.S. government, here you go. But like, still on the topic of conspiracies, one thing that tripped me out recently, which I know is gonna kind of fuck you. So, I guess the CIA has to disclose information after 30 years. So let's say something happened today, right? That the CIA was keeping confidential or whatever. I guess there's some legislature or whatever that after 30 years the FBI has to disclose it. So allegedly during 9/11 there was documents that were supposed to be taken out, like basically like out to the public. They were supposed to be disclosed. What a coincidence. 9/11 happened. The Pentagon got hit by a plane, allegedly, although there's no signs of a plane. And those documents weren't able to be disclosed.
Oh, well, because the area where those documents were stored got bombed by the plane.
This is the bigger question, though. What do you think the U.S. government did during World War II that they want to keep hidden?
During World War II?
That was 30 years ago.
World War II was not.
From 2001.
It was not.
It was in the 40s, no?
Yeah.
1, 30, 70. Was it 40 or was it 30 or 60 years? I think it was 30.
Well, if it was
I don't fucking know.
World War II was in the 40s, bro.
It was in the 40s, wasn't
so
it?
if you had 30, that would make it like 75.
So it'd be 60.
Maybe 60. Yeah.
Let me look it up.
It would make sense. Go with it, because you're like on a roll.
Yeah. So what a coincidence. There's not a lot of documents regarding World War II except for things that we already knew about, which were the atom bomb.
You know what though? I have heard
Because
this.
how long? Sorry to interrupt you. How long did they keep under wraps the concentration camps that they made against Asians? That shit was under wraps for a while, where people didn't really know about that shit. I didn't know about that shit till like after high school. I was like, holy shit, bro. We actually locked up Japs like and Asians and Chinese because we thought they were spies.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know about that. How long did it take for you to know about that?
I knew about that for a while because I was into World War II. Like for like a young, like when I was young, I was into like the military and stuff like that. So I would get my hands on all kinds of like shit about that era. And so I knew that it was because like we're at war with this country. We got a lot of people, like we got people from that country here. They're trying to live their lives here, but can the U.S. government trust them fully? Which is it is a messed up thing, you know. You keep people from a foreign country in a camp or whatever. But I never knew the details. Where are we going with this though? World War II.
Yeah, it was just that's something that makes you wonder. It's just like if there were documents that were supposed to get released during 2001 regarding World War II, although I guess my math was completely fucking off. What were they hiding? Oh no, it must have been during the Vietnam because the Vietnam War happened in the 70s. No.
Yeah.
My bad. The Vietnam War.
Oh, okay.
My bad. The Vietnam War.
Yeah, around the 70s.
What do we know about the Vietnam War? All we really know is Agent Orange was one of those chemicals that they were testing on the Viet Cong during the war, right? That was one of the few things that came out. And I hear, I don't know if it's true, but I hear that they also tested anthrax over there.
Shit.
I don't know. But I know for a fact one thing that couldn't be kept hidden was Agent Orange. What else?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about documents were supposed to be released around that era.
My bad. I meant Vietnam War, not fucking World War II.
But it also had something to do with files having to do with government spending. Because like certain people in government did a lot of fucking spending that they supposedly lost track of billions and I don't know how much money. And you know the way this country operates, someone's gonna know the truth. So that's also rumored to be that section of the Pentagon that got hit.
Well, yeah.
You know, like fuck. The truth is here in this wing of the Pentagon. These people because dude, it's awesome. I forgot where I was hearing where it's like they're saying that, you know, every 4 years a president gets elected. He brings his cabinet. So every 4 years it's like you just like washing your floors, you do the scrubbing, or brand new floor, right? So a government gets elected, but there's a shadow government.
Yeah, there's some people that still stay there.
A shadow government that does not get elected, that is interlinked with all branches of government. There's people in the shadow government that know what's going on with the CIA because they're secretly calling some of the shots. They know what's going on at the Pentagon because they're secretly calling the shots. They know what's going on with fucking Nancy Pelosi because they're secretly calling some of the shots. They know what's going on with Congress, with the fucking House of Representatives, with the Senate, because they're calling some of the shots. So I forgot where it was, man. But they were talking about how there's a government that gets elected every 4 years, and there's a secret shadow government.
Oh.
People that don't get elected. And these people were afraid, like, they're going to fucking know. They're going to fucking know because the truth gets out. Bro. We've been spending fucking billions on fucking God knows what. So the rumor is that they conspired to have something hit that part of the Pentagon. Was it a plane? I don't fucking know, but I've looked at plane like.
We're hitting the 5-year mark.
Of what?
Because what I'm reading right now, it says the originating agency assigns a declassification date. By default, it's 10 years. After 25 years, declassification review is automatic with 9 narrow exceptions that allow information to remain classified. At 50 years, there are 2 exceptions, and classifications beyond 75 years require special permission to remain classified. So yeah, if it was 25 years, then it was around the time of Vietnam. Bro, what could they be hiding?
Maybe
it wasn't MK Ultra supposedly done within those times too.
It might have been.
And also the Tuskegee experiments.
Was it around the 70s?
Let me see. Tuskegee. 1970. It happened between 1932 and 1972. 400 African Americans were infected with fucking syphilis.
Wasn't it because they lied to them and said that they were going to help
They were
them
getting
with,
medical care.
for like blood infection?
Yeah. And people trust the vaccines now. I'm not being an anti-vaxxer. I'm not being an anti-vaxxer.
Yeah.
Don't fucking block this YouTube.
Yeah, right? Yeah, I think the best way, which just so happens to, it's the most diplomatic way. Leave it up to the individual, man.
I agree.
Leave it up to the individual. It's just better. It's just better. You made a good argument a while back where you said, you know, if I don't want to get it, but person standing next to me did, aren't they protected? And I thought about it and I was like, how better of argument is that? Because let's say person standing next to you is looking at you with trying to shame you, like, oh my god, you didn't get the vax, you freaking asshole. Should they get COVID? Hopefully they're good.
Mm-hmm.
Should you get it? Hopefully you're good.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe there's a part of them that wants to say, I told you so. Let's say it hits you worst. Then they can say, I told you so.
I told you, idiot.
But it's all up to personal choice.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're safe because you got it, right? So I think that it's just the most diplomatic way, and I think it's the best way to go about it. Leave it up to the individual.
I agree. Like I myself am not an anti-vaxxer. I've said it before. The only reason I haven't gotten the vaccine is because I already got the fucking virus.
Yeah.
And it's already been proven. It's already been said multiple times. It's much better when you get the actual virus than when you get a vaccine because you get the entire viral load. That the vaccine only defends against the antibodies your body creates is only against certain proteins within the actual virus, so not all of it. As opposed to if you get the actual virus, then that means your body develops the antibodies to fight against all those proteins within that virus. So it's like it's in a sense better when you actually get it. Your defenses are stronger when you actually get it, as opposed to when you get the vaccine. The vaccine isn't supposed to prevent you from getting COVID. It's supposed to minimize your symptoms when you actually get it.
Yeah, right.
So it's like if I already got it, why am I going to get vaccinated for something I already got? You know? If I never got COVID, dude, I'd be the first one in line to be like, fucking vaccinate me. I trust that shit. I don't think it's some fucking government psyop where they're trying to fucking control the population and neuter people. Although it is a little sus how they're trying to mandate it everywhere, you know? How they're trying to make sure, like, well, here in California, they already did. Now, if you want to go to fucking bars and restaurants, you have to have fucking proof of vaccination? Really?
It just, I don't want to see this be one of the biggest things that our country fucking just goes at each other's throats for, you know?
Like, I wouldn't understand. It feels like tuberculosis, fool. Tuberculosis kills you. It literally dries up your lungs, fool, and you fucking die. And it's contagious. Like, that shit is contagious. And that shit is proven to fucking kill you. Where it's like, if you get it, you have to take all kinds of different medications to keep it at bay. And even then, fool, you run the risk of dying. Except for COVID. Like, COVID is just like the flu. You're going to have people that are going to die, but not as high as you think. You know? Because even with the flu, motherfuckers
I don't
are
think
dying.
it's like the flu. I think it's worse than the flu.
The year before, a shitload of people died from the flu. The year before COVID, a shitload of people died from the flu.
How many?
I don't know, but a lot of people died from the flu.
Like 40,000 in the U.S.
I don't know. But I know that year was the most aggressive for the flu.
Yeah, I think it was like around 40,000.
Yeah. Which people are saying, oh, it must have been COVID. It probably could have been COVID at that time. Who knows? Maybe. But I'm saying, like, even when it comes to the flu, healthy people die. Same thing with COVID. With COVID, healthy people die. Even if you're vaccinated from the flu and you get the flu, you can still die. Same example with COVID. There's people that have gotten the vaccine, that have gotten their second shot, even boosters, still died from COVID. It's just
You've been
like,
making some really good points, but I don't think it's comparable to COVID. I think it's way worse.
I don't know. I don't think so. Just a matter of opinion.
Right.
I don't think it's worse. I think it's about the same because both have what, a 90, 98, 99% survival rate when it comes to it, if I'm not mistaken.
No. I'm saying how many people it's taken out.
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
How about we look it up?
Yeah, because I think I saw like a fucking like a little headline that said like COVID passes. It's I think they said 600,000. And I think
It was 30 from 2018. 36,000.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from 2018. I don't know. Wait, it's different here. This one says that supposedly the CDC has estimated that the flu has caused 12 to 52,000 annual deaths.
Yeah, that's where like
So I don't know.
that's where it varies.
But then
Some years
another one says
40,000.
another one says it's 34,000.
Yeah, it goes
I don't
like to
know.
the 50, 40, 30.
I'm gonna run it. I'm gonna run it at 36. We'll say 36.
Okay, 36.
Fuck it. We're running at 36. So compared to COVID in the U.S., we got 719,000 deaths, and most of them are in California. What a coincidence, bro.
Yeah, but I just I think it's worse than the flu. I guess what it has in common is that it comes from a coronavirus, but again, let alone that, I think we'll have a better country if people just make their own decisions, take precautions. You know, I'm all for people if they want to fucking feel safer or whatever. If you get the hunch that you need to avoid a certain gathering or whatever, do that.
Avoid it, yeah.
If you fucking feel like, oh, you know what, I got the sniffles, I might get tested. But I just don't like how this is one thing that is making America come at each other's throats.
That's true.
It's like, we gotta relax with this shit, man.
Yeah. Wait. Now that I remember, the COVID numbers turned out to be inflated. So is it really 700,000?
Let's say it's super inflated. Because, look, you're taking 700,000, right?
Yeah.
719, right? 1,000. Let's give it a really big exaggeration. Let's say we're going like
Let's be fair though. Let's not give it a really big exaggeration.
Let's take off 119, because 719, let's take off a whole 119. Those people were not even really COVID.
Yeah.
Let's say it's 600,000. To me, that's still way more than 38, 40,000.
No, yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah, because that's the thing. Unfortunately, we don't really have solid numbers. I don't want to say it's the same number as the flu, because I think it's around 100. I think it's around 100,000 where people generally died from COVID. That's what I think. I don't think it's as low as the flu. I think it's higher. I think it's around 3 times more. But I still don't think it's like 500K or 400K. Because remember, like they proved it, how a lot of homes where people were dying had COVID, but they didn't die from COVID. They died from other illnesses. So it's just like a lot of the reports were faked, you know? We may be wrong.
Yeah.
We may be wrong.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm assuming it's 100,000 because of the fact that they did get caught on their bullshit, where a lot of fools got caught going like, hey, you guys are inflating the numbers just to get paid. You know? Because, perfect example, my ex, her dad died from heart failure. And the funeral home where they took him to tried saying it was COVID so they could get an extra buck. Because they were taking forever to provide I don't know if it was an autopsy or the body or whatever, and they're like, oh, it's because he has COVID. And they're like, no, he doesn't. He fucking died of heart failure. What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Here's the thing, though. In what ways do you think it could kill you? You know,
I'm assuming it's like a pulmonary thing, right?
It's not always a pulmonary thing.
I'm assuming that.
Right.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's a pulmonary thing because from what I've heard, the symptoms have to do with like your sinuses,
right?
Your lungs, supposedly excessive coughing. I'm assuming that.
Right.
Because I didn't have any of those symptoms. My only symptom was fucking no taste buds. That was it.
That's actually my only 2 symptoms. And maybe fatigue.
Yeah, but I don't know, you know? I don't know what actually causes the death. I'm under the assumption that, okay, maybe you're fucking coughing out your lungs and shit, and then you fucking probably have all kinds of liquid building up in your lungs and you fucking choke to death. That's what I think.
Right, because I saw a Frontline documentary, and one of the doctors was saying, like, we were just seeing these massive, insane cases of just organ destruction. Like, just, it was deteriorating their organs. Heart, lungs, fucking stomach. Like, it was just causing this fucking increase, like, this crazy... and I've seen some of the images on Twitter. there were of like supposed COVID victims, and it just looked like you took someone's lung and you put it under a fucking like lighter for like an hour. Like
Well,
it
that's how
was just
smoke-
deteriorating it.
See, but that's how TB victims look. TB lungs. People that are smokers, their lungs look like that. People that even have bronchitis, their lungs look like that. I'm not saying that the pictures aren't true, but there's also the possibility, just for propaganda reasons, they said, "Oh, bro, look, this is a fucking COVID lung," when in fact it's probably a smoker's.
I mean, maybe, but why would?
It's a long stretch.
Yeah,
it's a long
because-
stretch.
right,
I'm just doing it
because-
for the sake of argument. It's a long stretch. Even I know it's far out.
Okay, well, I'm looking for like good ones, you know.
I know it's far out. But at the same time, like, it could be that. Because there has been... Look at Falsey. We've already fucking seen the far out shit he said regarding the virus. Where everybody believed him. And now it turns out he's full of shit. And you're like, what?
Mm-hmm.
So now it makes people question, like, hey, so do lungs really look like that when you got COVID? You know?
Could be.
That's what I'm doing. For the sake of argument. And for where it's just like... A lot of the fucking things that the experts have said have been full of shit.
It's true.
Maybe not everything, but because of the stuff that has been fucking called bullshit, now it makes you question a lot more. Where you're like, dude, could I even fucking believe you now?
It's true. But yeah, this guy was just talking about like massive organ failure. Their fucking like hearts were getting all fucking like destroyed.
Really?
Yeah. So it just makes me wonder. Like, I know people get shortness of breath.
Yeah.
People get fucking like they feel like they can't breathe, so motherfuckers get put on like
Respirators.
ventilators.
Yeah.
But these guys were also mentioning other organs like being deteriorated. Your heart, your stomach, your fucking what's it called right here? Like your liver. So is it I don't think it's that like far out to think that it could cause a heart attack. Or it could cause like, you know, to die of organ failure. And then let's say you have COVID. But then you're like, did he die of COVID or organ failure? Well, what's to say that COVID didn't cause the organ failure? Did he die of a heart attack or COVID? Okay, well, he tested positive for COVID, but it was a heart attack. But how do you know that COVID didn't cause that heart attack? You know? That's where, to me, it's like a complete mess. When people say,
it is
was
a mess.
COVID, do you know that? Or he had this and COVID, but it was this. Well, do you know that COVID didn't cause that? The ones that are stupid were like, he drowned.
Well, dude,
And then you're like, was it COVID?
well, clear example, the fools all the people that committed suicide, they counted them as COVID deaths. You never read about that?
Oh.
There's a lot of people that were counted as COVID deaths that died by suicide, and they counted them as COVID deaths. You can look that up.
Pull that up.
Like, suicide victims that had COVID, because they just tested positive for COVID, they counted it as a COVID death.
Yeah, you see, that's where it looks scammy. It looks like, no offense to YouTube, but it looks like a scam. You know? Fucking Diblasio.
Wait, Diblasio?
Yeah.
Why Diblasio?
Did you hear that he's removing the gifted program in New York?
That's the program for basically smart kids, right?
Yeah, like academics, you know? He's removing the whole gifted program. So he's basically saying we have to drag the gifted kids down.
That's fucking stupid.
Like, you don't want these kids to shine. You don't want these kids to show their strengths, how they excel, in whatever fields they're interested in. Like, where's that headed? I feel like we're all just like people know what's going on in this country. They know, but we have this infection where we're all acting stupid. Like me, I think about it and I'm like, what kind of influence, what kind of power do I have? I really don't. I can't change this legislation. But I see this and I'm like,
what do you mean you can't?
Dude, I'm like, do we not see what's happening?
They're trying to dumb everybody down.
Not just that. Call me crazy or whatever, but I feel like America is going through a cultural revolution.
In a sense, I agree with you.
It's very comparable to what happened in China. Very comparable.
They're trying to get rid of all kinds of shit that made people look bad.
And, you know, the same way, shout out to Tim Pool. People can ridicule him when he thinks that, Civil War's coming. You know, he thinks about it sometimes. He goes, I think there's a Civil War coming. And people are like, don't be ridiculous, man. You think we're going to see cannons in the middle of L.A.
Well, not cannons, probably bazookas.
Yeah. You think we're gonna see a cavalry run up on LAX on horses? Really, Tim? And he's like, dude, why are you trying to like?
Hey, horses aren't that far from LAX.
Why are you trying to like troll the idea that I'm making? You're trying to ridicule it to make me look crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying people are gonna run up on each other with fucking drums banging and muskets to fire at each other. You know?
Just imagine that, bro.
Like, no, it's cyber now. It's
Stuff with forks and shit.
It's cyber. It's political, influential, because
It's information.
it's on social media.
Mm-hmm.
That's the civil war.
Mm-hmm.
People don't.
It's
have
a war of ideas.
War of ideas. That's exactly war of
Yeah.
ideas. Info war. Information war. That's what it is.
Like, they basically want everybody to be like, no, look at my shit. My shit's true. And the other side
That's
goes,
the
no,
lie.
that's a lie. That's a lie. Believe my shit.
This is the truth. Yeah.
And then you got another motherfucker coming in. You got Alex Jones going like, hey, the frogs are gay and both sides are wrong.
It's just, and then you get information overload,
Yeah.
and you're like, what? Like,
I think your brain fries and you say, fuck it. Whatever just comes, I'm accept it.
because when I say cultural revolution, like in China, I don't mean a cultural a figurehead is gonna pop out like, hey, I'm America's Mao. I'm America's Mao
not at all.
Zedong.
That would not work here.
The same way that he had influence in China during the 40s, 50s, 30s, whatever. That's me. We would shut that motherfucker down. Like, get the fuck
in
out
a
of
heartbeat.
here, bro.
They'll be like, get the
So
fuck
they-
out your dumb ass.
They know it doesn't work that way. They
Yeah,
know
not
it
at
couldn't
all.
work that way. There can't be a Mao today. We're here in America. They're probably all over the world where they don't have democracies. Yeah, knock yourself out. But here, you can never have a Mao.
I agree with that.
So it's all like in the ether. It's all in the ideas. It's little baby mouse. It's little baby mouse, and they fucking just huddle amongst each other how they're gonna, make more little mouse.
And look at those little mouths that they first start with schools.
Yeah, the same way he did. China had its red guards.
Hey, I'm gonna teach all you little kids about fucking Antifa,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna make them go to rallies
and they're not gonna salute the American flag. They're gonna salute the pride flag.
because I say so.
And you're just like, I mean, look, man, I'm not the most like right winger or whatever, but I'm a Democrat. But can my kids just salute the regular U.S. flag? Can they just do that?
But not even that. They'll be like, I don't want to look like a bigot, so I disagree with it. I don't like the fact that you're making my kids salute to the pride flag, but I'm not gonna say anything because I don't want to be called a bigot or a homophobe or something.
Let alone I'm a white man. Like,
Let alone the fact that I'm white.
I can't say shit.
Let alone that I'm Latino, bro. You're gonna think that it's not macho fucking lifestyle that I grew up with, being a fucking Mexican.
Yeah. So it's like, what can be done?
Yeah, it's a tough thing to talk about. Like
Cancel culture is cultural revolution.
yeah,
Was there no? It wasn't obvious
it's
to us. It wasn't obvious to us.
like, bro, the whole thing with that fucking the Raiders head coach. That fool got fucking he basically said, "Hey, I'm quitting" because he didn't want to fucking deal with the whole him getting his emails leaked. Which call it unprofessional, whatever. But who knows what those emails might have been? They might have been locker room talk. Although they say I haven't read the emails myself.
I haven't read the emails.
They say that supposedly he said a lot of homophobic slurs, or he said a lot of fucking that he said some racist shit about black people or whatever. But dude, for all we know, I'm not putting my hand in the fire for that guy, nor am I standing up for the guy, nor am I making excuses for the guy. Let's make that fucking clear. For all we know, this fool was bullshitting with whoever the fuck he was emailing and was making fucking racist jokes. You're telling me people out there don't make racist jokes every now and then?
Yeah,
Or don't like hearing it?
Yeah, I think it's complete bullshit to say that he's one of the few.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it more goes on. And I think a lot of people that are pointing their fingers at him don't want some of their dirt to come out.
Because what a coincidence. Now they don't want to release the other emails. Like, people are asking, like, hey, how come you guys don't release the other people's emails? They only released his. They didn't release the people he was emailing. So we don't know who the fuck he was emailing. And now people are going like, why don't you release the other emails? Because people don't want to know.
Wait, what do you mean they don't know who he was emailing?
So supposedly, only his emails came out. Like the emails that he fucking sent out to people. Right? And whoever he had the conversation with, they're saying that I don't know. I don't know if it's confirmed or not. I heard this through Alex. Shout out to Alex, by the way, because he did the hard ass work while he was working and was still looking into that story. that they didn't release the emails of who he was talking to. So whoever replied to him, who was having the conversation with him, supposedly they didn't release their emails. I don't know if it's true.
How the fuck do emails work then? Don't you? Whatever. All right.
What do you mean? You could just fucking get the email thread and just fucking white out all your shit. And hey, here you go. Here's his.
Whatever.
You know,
all right.
It's not super hard to do.
Yeah.
Or just take fucking snapshots of it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It must have been screenshots.
Yeah. And just make sure my fucking email doesn't come out on that bitch. Supposedly. I don't know if it's true, but if it is, it's just like, bro, why don't you release the other person's, you know?
Yeah.
Because probably they were saying the same foul shit too. They were probably fucking around too, but they're just like, oh, no, fuck that. He's the one that got caught.
Yeah.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of that.
Yeah, but who knows? Who knows if he was actually being a homophobe or an actual racist?
Could have been
Who
jokes.
knows?
Could have been the real him. Point is, the dude quit. Said, fuck this shit.
Like, a lot of people saying that the reason why they did that shit to him is because he had like a 10-year contract worth $100 million. So that supposedly people were like hating on it. Because they're like, hey, fuck that. Why the fuck is this got a fucking sick-ass contract like that?
He's probably a good coach.
He probably is.
Probably a good coach.
He probably is. But yeah, so he just said, I guess the guy said, fuck this. I'll just take whatever amount of money I'm getting for those 2 years I fucking coached. And I'm bouncing.
And now the NFL is probably right now working on this huge campaign.
To get somebody on there.
No. Like, to make a fucking campaign out of this situation.
You
Over
think
the
so?
years, now it's like, you know, BLM on people's helmets. Fucking having people on their names on fucking helmets. Then there was this commercial that said, like, the NFL is gay, NFL is trans.
What?
They made a commercial that said, like,
You're fucking lying,
like,
bro.
we accept everybody. The NFL is gay. The NFL is trans.
Shut the fuck up,
The
bro.
NFL is fucking like whatever.
Non-binary.
Non-binary. NFL.
Get the fuck
NFL
outta
is
here.
lesbian. NFL is what? Yeah, dude. They made the fucking like their own commercial.
Really?
That's what I mean by campaign.
I didn't fucking know they did that.
That's what I mean by a campaign. So
Yeah,
now
yeah.
you know, fucking Roger Goodell, the commissioner, is probably like, you have to make this campaign. A fucking like.
Imagine, what do you think would happen if one of these made a campaign of super straight? Hey, the NFL is super straight.
I don't fucking know.
I think their fucking views would skyrocket, bro.
Yeah, I think their views would skyrocket. See, but a lot of these fucking dirty corporations, bro, like they're who knows? Maybe the money is in being woke, even though it just the stats say otherwise. The stats
Yeah.
say otherwise. Viewership has gone down.
Well, yeah, because think about it. Woke motherfuckers don't really watch sports. They just sit in their mom's basements, fool, fucking masturbating to animated porn.
And most of them, I have something interesting to bring up actually, but it's crazy, bro, because you see these multi-million, billion sometimes corporations, and they're like, dude, like, how can we make more money? And then someone comes in, the fucking intern, and goes,
Go woke.
Have you tried being woke? And they're like, get this bitch a fucking desk.
Get him a corner office.
Get him a fucking corner office.
He needs a secretary yesterday.
I know this is his first day as an intern. Get him an intern.
Now.
Get our new intern. Get him his own intern now, or else you're fired. You know?
You know, actually, who's actually been going against the woke now recently? Netflix. Because of the whole Dave Chappelle special. Have you seen it?
For the record, dude, I'm gonna watch it. To be fair, I haven't watched it, but dude, Dave Chappelle hasn't made me laugh in years.
No, I feel like after he left, he used to be fucking hilarious. He used to be
fucking
funny.
hilarious.
I feel like after he left Comedy Central and became spiritual, and I think he became a Muslim,
Yeah, I think he's.
and came back from that, I feel like that's when he became more preachy.
Dude,
He started
I
preaching to
have to
everybody.
say this, man. I have to say this. I can't fucking hold it in. The dude hasn't made me laugh in years. The last special I watched was in 2008. I watched it. I was like semi-drunk. I was like, man, I'm gonna fucking laugh my nuts. I'm gonna die. I might die right now because I'm gonna laugh so hard.
Then I'm gonna fucking puke and
I
choke
was
on my
just
vomit.
in the room with my girl, and I was just like,
He was preachy.
the volume's on. I can hear him loud and clear. I'm even like hit by this. This makes you more like, whoa, you know, like
You're loose.
yeah, I'm like, dude, and he fucking like, I'm not worried about work. I'm not worried about fucking like my relationship.
I'm
I'm good. Like I'm fucking.
I'm trying to laugh today.
I'm in the zone. Like I'm super like, yeah, bro. I'm on your. You know, I can't wait. He did not make me laugh at like much.
Yeah, because I feel like after that, his approach was trying to be funny while preaching. which I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You could try to be funny. Some of his punchlines were okay, but at the same time, it's just like, bro, if I want to fucking hear somebody preach, bro, I'll go fucking listen to Steven Crowder, you know, with his stupid ass, who fucking doing his dumb ass fucking black impression, going like, hey, yo, bro, and you're like, okay, dick. If I wanted to fucking see some fucker preach his ideals or whatever and try to be funny, I'd watch fucking Steven Crowder, you know? But I wanted to watch Dave Chappelle because Dave Chappelle's fucking hilarious, you know? But Dave Chappelle just did that. He became preachy. And in this one, he was somewhat funny. It wasn't hilarious to me. I'm not going to say the special was hilarious to me. He was somewhat funny and he was preachy, but this time he actually wasn't scared to preach what he actually felt, you know? Because on his last two specials, he would talk about like trans and the LGBT community, but he'd be kind of like not lay it all out, you know? But this time, like, he was saying like, hey, this is my last one, and after that, we're done. I'm done fucking saying all kinds of like trans jokes and all kinds of stuff like that. And then he finally said it. He basically said like, hey, bro, like there are two genders, and he basically said it. He goes, whether you like it, and he goes, whether you like it or not, he goes, children come out of women, biological women.
But is that comedy?
It's not comedy. I didn't think it was funny, but I saw I could at least say, hey, bro, well, kudos to you to at least finally standing up and growing some nuts, you know, and not being scared of getting canceled, you know. That's why I said Netflix did a good job on that, because they realized, dude, this bitch has gotten us so many views because of the fact that we didn't try to censor this fool. The fact that we didn't tell this fool like, hey, bro, you got to relax all the jokes you want to say.
Isn't that kind of sad, though?
It's sad.
It's
yes.
sad that comedy was going like this, and then 2014 happened, and then it's down here. But what we're seeing, it's kind of like fucking day trading, honestly. You hit your new high, and then there's a sell-off, and then now you're here, and you're proud of this. Like, this is what we're proud of. This is where we're like, Netflix is like.
But it's because that's the only. But it's because that's the only, so far, the only person that's been willing to do it. Like, think about it. Regardless if he was funny or not, he was actually he was willing to take that gamble where he said, "Hey, it's my last special with these motherfuckers, anyways. So even if this bitch doesn't get views or it gets disliked like a motherfucker, I'm gonna go out with a bang." And he did. You know, regardless if it was funny or not. Like I said, was it the best? No. But I did enjoy it for the fact that he actually spoke his mind and wasn't being a pussy about it. That's one thing I enjoyed. But what I said about I continue by saying that Netflix did a good job on it about not going super woke is because some of the people that work in Netflix or work for the company that are either like showrunners or whatever, they actually tried barging into like a higher up meeting a couple days ago and got suspended because of that. And some of them even said like, oh, well, fucking Netflix is a joke because they don't want to take off the special, the closer. So Netflix fired them. They were like, hey, we're not going to be putting up with your shit, man. You're fired. So they let go of a lot of people. They let it go of a lot of people. And they suspended like 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And one of the showrunners was transgender. And like she was the one that tried barging into that meeting. Like, she made it on Twitter. She put a post on Twitter about how she wanted to barge in there or whatever. She tried, but she got suspended. But now she got reinstated. So she made a big old statement. She goes, oh, I'm going to take a couple days off to, like, I think she's like, find myself or whatever. Which, you have every right to feel offended by whatever the person said. But you also got to take into consideration, that's kind of their job. They're comedians. You know, they have to experiment with their jokes or whatever the fuck they do for laughs, you know? Some people are going to find it hilarious, some people are not, you know? And that's the only thing I could say. Hey, kudos to Netflix for not caving in and not going like, all right, we'll take it off.
Kudos to Netflix. I think the next biggest thing they can do is have a fucking Netflix special with Owen Benjamin. Personally,
that or Mark Norman, because Mark Norman, I'm on his nuts. That was not scared of making like trans jokes or making like black people jokes or talking about Asians, like any other minority fool. He'll make fun of them. We don't give a fuck.
And that's what we
But
need.
He's not offensive about it.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't say like racial slurs. Like, he doesn't drop N-bombs or call like Latino spics or whatever. But he makes like racist jokes in the sense where you're like, I get it, bro. Like, I get it. You were being a little racist about it, but not racist where you fucking throw out racial slurs.
Yeah. And
Where you could be like, oh, you Mexicans eating your tacos or burritos, where you're like, I get it, you're being racist, but you're being funny about it, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
yeah, I think the biggest thing, but obviously this will never happen. This is a fantasy. The biggest thing that could happen, in my opinion, for comedy, Mark Norman, I'm going to check more of his stuff out. I've seen some of his stuff. I think he is funny. But we need people like Mark Norman. I think he's up there. Honestly, and this is coming from a guy, I haven't really seen a lot of his stuff. So, but my personal opinion, I don't know if he's your number one.
He's my number one.
My number one is Owen Benjamin. You guys need to check this guy out. He's actually banned. They
don't fucking want him anywhere.
So you cannot you can't find this guy. He can't even have his own YouTube channel. He can't have his own. I think he's on TikTok, which is hilarious. But he can't have his own Twitch. They banned him off Twitch.
Yeah,
and it was funny because in the live stream, the way they banned him off Twitch, he actually said, "This is gonna get me banned off Twitch. Watch, just watch. This is gonna get me banned." This guy is banned. Like they because years ago he wasn't for trans being pushed on kids or whatever. He stood his ground. Comedians turned their backs on him. Anyway, in my opinion, he's the number one funniest comedian in the world.
Because he goes after everybody.
And he doesn't have to worry about what anybody says because he goes, guys, I'm already banned.
I don't give a fuck what they do.
Whatever these comedians are afraid of losing, I already lost it.
Yeah.
I'm a homesteader. I feed my wife, myself, and my 3 kids out of a fucking P.O. box. I raise cows, I raise goats, I raise chickens. They can't take anything away from me. My wife's not allowed to be on Airbnb because of me. Because she's my wife. She did nothing wrong and she can't even be on Airbnb. They deleted her account because of me. That's the guy that I think is the number one comedian. He does have his racist jokes, his fucking this jokes. But
they're not overly racist.
But what he says is he goes, guys, I'm doing what your favorite comedian is scared and terrified of doing. They already cooked. He goes, when I watch these Dave Chappelle comedy specials, and he goes, like you said, he gets preachy, and he goes, oh, can you believe this is America and all this? That's comedy? That's where they're at?
Yeah.
And they're calling me crazy? I make people laugh on my live stream. YouTube shuts all my fucking channels down.
Yeah, they say, fuck you, bro. You're not doing this shit.
They look for me and shut me down. Like, thank God I have these fucking people that...
I would love to have Owen Benjamin on here.
I would love to have him on,
Come
man.
on, Owen Bear. Fucking be on here.
Fucking, he has his own community, Beartaria, fucking all this other shit. And he goes, I make people laugh on my live streams. People then take the recordings of my live streams, put them on YouTube channels, get hundreds of fucking followers like this, thousands of followers like this, and then they shut it down.
Yeah, bro.
And you know what I say? Keep making them. Keep making them.
Bro, I'm pretty sure if we put this clip up on fucking Instagram, bro, we'd be fucked.
He goes, I'm crazy and all this shit and whatever. But, I mean, if I'm so crazy... what is it that even I can make sense of it that thousands of people are looking at what I have to say? They're looking it up because you can't find me. You cannot YouTube me and see a recent video of me.
Not recent. You'll look at old videos.
You have to filter it and filter it and filter and filter it, and you might get a channel that recorded my live streams.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy, man. But it's, to me, in my opinion, everybody has their number one or whatever. He's the funniest comedian
because he's not scared.
He's not scared. He's
not scared.
What? And he has this beef with Joe Rogan and fucking
Steven Crowder
and fucking Dave Chappelle and all that. He goes, all these people that you guys say are... He goes, shout out to Ben Shapiro. He goes, all these people that you guys say are funny and all this stuff, they're terrified of ending up like me.
They are.
Meanwhile, my life got better and I got funnier. People email me and they chat me that they went to the latest Joe Rogan show. They went to the latest Dave Chappelle show and they were like...
It was whack.
This is comedy?
It was whack.
Meanwhile, I can go on an Owen Benjamin live stream and fucking nearly die, and I have to listen to it on earphones because someone standing next to me might get offended.
Dude, that guy is genuinely funny.
He's a weird kind of funny.
But not even weird, because, bro, it's just like, he goes, even when he explains his racist joke, he goes, no, for the record, I'm speaking facts, We were just like, get the
and then he'll say something, he goes, I don't want to make any claims.
Yeah, I don't want to make any claims. But it's funny.
He'll say something so fucking crazy. Go, now don't get me wrong. But it's just
like, bro, what does he call Mexicans?
What does he call them?
Car thieves.
Oh yeah, car enthusiasts, car thieves.
We're just like, bro, is he fucking being wrong about it?
We all know
No,
somebody.
no. We all know somebody.
We're Hispanics. We know somebody personally that fucking
steals cars.
Used to do his dirt. You know.
So it's just like, is he wrong? No, but he's not trying to fucking put us all in a fucking in a space like all you motherfuckers are car thieves.
Yeah.
He's just saying it as a joke. He's just being funny because, bro, when you hear this, we'll talk about Latinos or Hispanics, and you hear, instead of him hearing, oh yeah, the Hispanics, he goes, the car thieves. You're like, fuck, you just said it.
Yeah, and it's sad because even now I say he's a crazy kind of funny. I mean that to say, like, look at where things are.
Yeah.
Look at where things are. Where something goes like, wow, man, we're riding the fucking. At one point, comedy was, dude, the roast of Donald Trump was epic. That's when it was like crazy, and then it went like this, where the people that had the authority to be funny in ways that everyday people would get fired, like, okay, we don't like this in inequality in freedom. That's kind of what it is. Where if you say a certain joke that maybe Dave Chappelle goes, they'll say, you get a comedy special, you go talk to HR. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's like, we entrusted these people. Okay, we don't really like this in balance in freedom, where we can say it and get fired, you can say it and you get a comedy special,
and you get paid.
But go long, bro. Go long, because at the end of the day,
keep it up, motherfucker.
At the end of the day, you're our escape from this craziness. And they said, you know what, man, I'm counting all this money, but the pressure's on, man. They want me dead. They're saying, blah, blah. I have fuck you money, but I want more, so I'm a fucking cuck.
Yeah.
Guaranteed I'm a cuck. And who suffers? The audience.
The audience.
Because now we look at these comedy specials and we're like,
what the fuck was this?
I don't remember. No. This is... No. Because comedy used to make me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
This is making me get like anxiety for you.
That's true.
I'm getting secondhand anxiety and embarrassment. I don't know.
No, you're absolutely right. I agree with you. And I feel like a lot of people that are watching this would agree with you as well.
You guys need to look up Owen Benjamin.
Like, it's like comedy has...
And
fucking
Mark Norman.
Comedy has dwindled a lot, and too many comics out there are afraid to make those jokes, you know? And like you said, it's like, what's that one comedian, fool? Fuck, I forgot. He was an old comedian, black dude. What the fuck was his
Patrice
name?
O'Neal or who?
No, he was old back then, back in the days.
Richard Pryor?
Richard Pryor. He came out with a special, one album. I don't know what it was called, but I know it had the N-word in it. It had the N-word in it, and people were trying to tell him, like, oh, what the fuck? How can you have that? That's racist or whatever. And he's like, he basically said, like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
He goes, it's my special.
Right.
He goes, if you don't like it, you don't got to listen to it.
There it is.
You know? But for a while, like, they were trying to cancel him over that shit. But once people heard it, they were like, oh, okay, this was not trying to put anybody, like, in a little bubble, like, oh, bro, he's trying to put black people in that bubble of the N-word. Like, no. It's just a word that he was saying or a phrase he was saying. And it was like, when you actually listen to it, it's just like, oh shit, it was funny. It's fucking hilarious. You know? Same thing with George Carlin. You know, George Carlin was one of those motherfuckers. Remember he had that one, the 7 words you're not allowed to say on radio, TV, and movies, I think? That's what made him fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he was the one that wasn't afraid to say them.
Dude, it's insane, man. Dude, these people, but I feel like there will be a renaissance soon.
Hopefully.
Because people, like companies, like other companies that are all alternate, you know, tech companies, they're popping up, and hopefully they get the right financing, the right fucking coding motherfuckers, and hopefully we have a real decentralized, you know, where you know, these guys, the mainstream guys like Facebook and stuff like that, they don't have that strong of a grip.
We need Tom again.
Huh?
We need Tom again.
Tom again?
We need Tom again.
Oh, dude, we need Tom.
We need Tom.
Dude,
he was
my
back.
first friend.
Tom, come back. Buy it back from fucking Justin Timberlake, bro. Just fucking bring MySpace back to what it was. Bro, we took MySpace for granted.
Dude, if you think about it, wokeness, it's all a byproduct of him selling MySpace.
It's true.
That's when it started.
Dude, how fucking free were we in MySpace?
Dude, it was the Wild West.
Wild fucking West. You could say the foulest shit ever. Fucking put up all kinds of crazy videos. Have them on your page. Remember we had your page with your top 16 friends and shit. And if you had one motherfucker that wasn't in your top 16 and he got jealous, he'd fucking comment on your fucking page and be like, you fucking prick, eat a dick and die, you motherfucker. They never get banned. And they'd say all kinds of shit. Hey, I'm gonna fucking skull fuck your dog because you didn't put me on your top 10. You'd be like, whatever, fuck you and your mom. Nothing.
Dude, crazy, man.
Nothing. Here, bro, if you were to call me fat on Facebook, bro, you're banned. You're banned. Because you fat shamed me.
It's an embarrassment, man.
We need MySpace back. People, start a petition, start a movement, bring MySpace back.
We need to bring Tom back. He don't want to come back, but we need to. He's married with wife and kids, but it's like, Tom, the world needs you.
The world really needs you.
Trump is gonna call him, Tom. The world needs you.
Tom, we need you to come back, Tom. We need you right now, Tom.
Great website.
I already bought the servers, Tom.
It's the great website. It's the best I've ever seen. The greatest.
And then fucking Tom's like,
he goes,
all right, Dom.
Tremendous job.
Hold my beer.
He does a tremendous job.
Best website I've ever been. I'm not actually banned from them, by the way.
Yeah.
Hey, what are the odds that he has an account on MySpace?
Me and Tom, great guy. We talk a lot every day. Best relationship you've ever seen. Tell him. Ask him. Ask him. You know?
You could ask him yourself.
It's true. It's true.
And then they asked Tom, and Tom's like, I mean, I've talked to him a couple times.
Yeah, it's like, he's
a decent guy.
I'm married with wife and kids. All that shit's behind me.
We need him back, bro.
We need him back, bro.
If he came back,
the world needs Tom.
The world needs Tom. Please come back.
But yeah, dude, Diblasio, fucking, what's up with this guy, man? Removing the fucking, it's crazy, man.
Oh, the gifted program.
What's up with Biden's approval rating?
Who?
Biden.
Oh, Beijing Biden, Joe Biden. Let's look that up, actually. Okay, so as of October 13th, 2021, 12:47 p.m., this comes out of projects.530.com, 538.com. His approval rating is at 44.6%. His disapproval rating is at 49.6%, and this is from all polls. From adults, his disapproval rating is at 48.8%. Polls of likely or registered voters, his disapproval is at 49.9%.
Dude.
Hey, man, this shit is plummeting hard, bro. And all these come from Pulse Opinion Research, YouGov, Morning Consult, CNN/SSRS, and Rasmussen Reports. And that's where all these polls are coming from. They basically compiled them all together. And yeah, because in CNN, it looks even worse. 51% disapprove of him.
That's insane, man. Have you seen all the backed up cargo ships?
In the
Have
ports?
You heard about this?
I don't know what's behind that. I don't know what's the reason for it. I hear that supposedly they can't secure trucks. They can't secure people to go actually.
Labor shortage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't secure people to go pick up the fucking trucks, the containers at the ports.
Yeah.
Which
that's
what
horrible,
you expect.
Man. That's horrible.
It sucks. And, you know, especially a lot of people are saying that it got affected by the home vaccine mandate that they're doing, which dumbass people want to agree with that, you know? Like, we just spoke about it. It's just like, I feel like it should be a matter of, hey, if you feel like you want to get it, go get it. We're not going to force you to do it. We're not going to put you in a camp to do it. Like, have you seen the shit that's been going on in Australia? The riots that have been going on there?
Australia, man.
Dude, they opened camps. They opened camps for people that are unvaccinated. Did you know that?
Yeah, no, I know. I knew about this.
They opened camps. People are going fucking haywire there. Like, beating up on cops. Like, fucking buildings up, bro. Like, union or labor workers. Like, dudes that work in construction because they haven't been able to work. Supposedly in months. I don't know if it's true, but supposedly in months. They've actually gone to, like, government buildings and just trashed that place. Like, gone at it with cops. Where they don't give a fuck. And a lot of people are making... Like, I know I'm sounding a little bit preachy here when I say this. But a lot of people are making the argument, like, hey, that's why they took our guns in Australia. Because they knew if we would have had our guns, these lockdowns wouldn't have lasted long. Because we would have started fucking going like, nah, fuck you, bitches. We're locking and loading and we're fucking getting our rights.
Yeah, it's fucked up. I wish every single country on earth had its Second Amendment right. And I know people will argue, oh, well, the more shootings would happen, a lot more crimes would be prevented.
That's very true. Why is it?
Good luck trying to kidnap someone
When they probably have a fucking 32 on you.
Good luck trying to rob someone when someone down the street is gonna be like, "Look, man, I'm gonna be a good Samaritan. I'm not gonna let that guy get robbed. Fuck you. I'm pointing the gun at you now. What's up?"
Like, why is it, bro, that all the states and cities that have the highest, strictest gun controls are the ones with the highest crime? Why? Can you explain that?
Man,
Because you as a criminal know, fool, the odds of this fool packing fool are slim to none.
because I'm the bad guy.
Because I'm the bad guy. I'm gonna go rob Jay right now. The fucking
Odds.
the odds of this motherfucker packing on him, even a knife, even a pocket knife, because people nowadays are even scared to carry pocket knives in California because if they're long enough, you're fucked.
It just seems like sometimes I think about Chicago and I look at their mayor and how sometimes her speeches are just so fucking like
Bland.
pointless. Is she like, hey, I fucking go up there, get on the podium, say some dumb shit?
Was it her or was it the mayor of San Francisco that actually was willing to pay people
I think
to
San
not
Francisco.
not to commit crimes? Not to shoot each other, actually. How stupid is that?
Yeah, it's fucking pointless. I mean, no. Actually, look, what's the root of the problem for a lot of crimes? The root of the problem is poverty. That's just it. When you want to talk about the root of the problem. So, because I remember, was it the last time we spoke that you said you were against welfare, right? You said that?
Not entirely.
Okay. Thank God.
I'm only against welfare, like if they're not just being bums, I feel like I said,
Right.
welfare should be given to people that need it, but you're not just gonna get it and sit on your ass. Like, hey,
Yeah.
the welfare program should be, we're gonna help you for the next couple months, the next 6 months or a year, but during that year we're giving you government assistance. You're gonna be going to school.
We need
or
to
we're
see
gonna,
something from
yeah,
you.
we're gonna help you get a job.
Fucking beautiful. Cause
That's how I see it. I don't feel
that's-
like they should say, hey, nah, fuck, none of you motherfuckers getting welfare. No.
Yeah, because I thought to myself, I was like, let me ask.
Yeah, no, I feel like they should get welfare.
Because don't you think that other argument would be like, dude, I mean, what do you think you're going to achieve by saying no one gets help?
No, definitely.
People that need help, you just don't get it. I'd be
Yeah.
like, dude, like, we're trying to run a country. We're trying to, like, I want this shit to function ASAP. The reality is some people will need financial help.
Yeah, definitely.
Because there's people that are, like, just down on their luck.
that don't have a job.
Yeah.
They don't have a job, or they have kids, and it's like, how am I gonna leave my 3-year-old by themselves? I don't got a babysitter. I'm barely looking for a job. That's where government can help. Hey, you know what? There are government programs that say, hey, we'll take you to school, and we'll take you to a school that provides daycare. Or even they say, hey, you're getting a job, we'll provide provide that welfare to where, hey, this money is for daycare. You're gonna show us paperwork that you're sending your kid to this daycare, and we expect this daycare to be cashing the checks we're sending you, and we're gonna make it even juicier. We expect this daycare to send us paperwork either every week or every month or whatever, approving, like, yes, this person send their kid fucking XXX Tentacion to daycare for the following 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
nip it in the butt.
Yeah, you do give financial help, but you definitely say, we need to see something, buddy.
Yeah, like, people want to make the argument where it's just like, oh well, the 1%ers take advantage of it. They take advantage of all the government assistance they offer with tax breaks or whatever. So what's so bad about people on welfare taking advantage of it? It's like, I mean, I get it. I mean,
they do though. They do get big help from the government, but it's productive
with bailouts and shit like that. Which, yeah, I think bailouts, like we've agreed before, bailouts should be like, no, there shouldn't be any bailouts.
You get zombie companies.
You get fuck you. It's just like, hey, if you guys fucked everything up and you guys are crashing and burning, you guys deserve it. You guys deserve to crash and burn and let the other motherfucker with the next innovative idea to make a multi-million-dollar company. I feel like that. And it's like, a lot of people like to fucking say that whole shit about taxing the rich. And they're like, oh, well, you only get taxed if you decide to take most of the profits of your company. But if you reintegrate it back into the company and take a salary, then you don't get taxed as much. Well, it's like, okay, I get it. But still, why should I get taxed for all the profits I made on my company that I built? Right?
Wait, hold on. Let me see if I get that right. Why should you get taxed?
Yeah.
If you're like a...
okay, so according to the people that are in support of taxing the rich, they said the way the taxing the rich works. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. This is something I fucking talked about with my coworker with. Supposedly the proposition is you're only gonna get taxed if you decide to take the profits and not put them back into the company. So let's say you got gay Buddha making company. You guys make the gay Buddhas. Your company in profits made 100 mil. Now you would get taxed more if you decide to say, well, I'm taking the 100 mil. You'll get taxed, what is it, like, what, 60% or 40%?
I don't know, but I think it's a lot.
I think it's like 60%. You'll get taxed. But if you said, I'm going to take 100 mil, I'm going to put it back to the company, and I'm only going to take a mil. Then you'll get taxed less because you didn't take the whole 100 mil of profits. You put it back into your company, and you only took 100 mil.
Right.
My argument is, why the fuck should I get taxed for whatever amount of money I take as profits for a company that I built? I get it. I got workers that work for me, etc. But they didn't start the fucking company. I'm the one that went out and started that shit from scratch. Started from nothing. Looked, because people like to say, oh, well, people are backed by money. Okay, how do you think they got backed by money? They had a network. They had to bust their ass and look for people to invest. They had to convince, like, you had to convince me, or I had to convince you and say, hey, bro, this Buddha is just not no ordinary Buddha you find in a 99-cent store that you could buy. This is the gay Buddha. It's the gay J Buddha. It's going to be the next big thing. You had to convince me to say, yeah, I think you're right, Jay. You're getting $100,000 started. You know? Like, you had to do that.
Right.
You had to bust your ass to network. You had to bust your ass to save up the money to actually buy, I don't know, machines or whatever the fuck you use to make the fucking head. So why wouldn't you be able to say, hey, my employees are paid. My employees are getting wages based on the services they're offering to the company. I'm not gonna offer a motherfucker that's a forklift driver $30 an hour, as opposed to the dude that's actually being a machine operator, who actually has to do a more dangerous job. Not saying forklift drivers don't have dangerous jobs, you know. I'm not saying that. Why wouldn't you be allowed to take the fucking profits for the company that you busted your ass to make? Right?
Well, that's a good question, but I mean, think about what company, whatever company you have in mind, whatever one it is. Think of the biggest company.
I don't know.
Whatever company you came up with, how would they have gotten to that point if it wasn't for government help? Meaning, tax write-offs, tax exempt, tax deductions. You know, think like business owners get help of the government.
No, yeah.
It doesn't mean it has to come in the form of like, here's a big stack of checks, bro. Go crazy. It just means it's like, you're a small business. All right, well, you're taking care of yourself right now, right? Maybe you have one employee. Well, then the government says, look, you can write this off. You can write this off. A home office, you can write it off. Deduction here, deduction here. It'll allow you to grow. You won't get that big of a chunk bitten off you by the IRS because you're on your way. You're on your way. You just started. You're a guppy. All right, now you're a goldfish. Well, you made it to this status. Tax deduction here, tax write-off there.
You're a goldfish.
You buy a 6,000. I think Section 179. If you look at the tax code, you can buy a car that weighs like 6,000 pounds. By the way, a Mercedes G-Wagon weighs 6,000. Oh, I don't know how much it weighs, but it makes it. It makes the cut. It makes the cut. Look up tax section 179. I think that's what it's called.
It makes the cut.
People actually buy G-Wagons and write them off. And they say, oh, I use this shit to pick up my fucking clientele from the airport, and I fucking, you know,
it's a work vehicle.
I entertain them with it or whatever.
It's a work vehicle.
Yeah, and you write the car off. Isn't that nice? I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if an individual working at fucking Popeyes can be like, I'm gonna buy a G-Wagon and I'm gonna write it off and whatever. The government's be like, fuck you, you are. You're not a business. You're
what
not
fucking business you running, bitch?
No, as a matter of fact, you fucking, let me see your tax. You know what I mean? Because it's just like, I'm doing it for myself, the individual.
Yeah.
Whereas as a business, it's like, hey, we're going to give you a little bit of leeway. We'll let you get a little bigger. Once you get a little bigger, we'll still give you some leeway. Once you get big, some leeway because you're employing people, and then you're employing more people, and then you're employing. But once you get to that point where you're huge, and then you're saying, government, IRS, you see what I did. You see all these people I'm employing because of me. Now I'm gonna take my $300 million check. The IRS is gonna be like, bro, you know what it is. You didn't get this big because of yourself. You know we helped. Give us a fucking chunk of that. You know.
But should it be 40 to 60%? I'm not saying they shouldn't get taxed. I'm not saying that the company shouldn't get taxed.
Right.
What I'm saying is
kind of like the individual saying profits, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if it should be at 40 to 60.
What I'm saying, it shouldn't be that fucking high. The reason why we fucking told the Brits to go fuck themselves was because of stupid high taxes. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you shouldn't get taxed that high if you decide to keep your fucking profits.
Yeah, because I do think about it, and it's like, let's say I were to work that hard, you know, because it's a lot of mental work too.
Dude, the company that's next to us, they're like a food delivery company. Dude, the dude started out of a van.
Yeah.
He started a van, and he owns that fucking warehouse. He owns like 8 fucking bobtails. He built his company from nothing, and he's an immigrant. I think they're from China.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's built his company from nothing.
Man. Yeah.
So it's just like, that's one of those where you could say, I don't think he'd like the fact if he decided to say, hey, bro, I'm going to start keeping my profits. Everybody's employed. Everybody gets paid well. The guy's got benefits. I don't know if that's the case with them, but
right.
I'm just making that example. And then the company says, Uncle Sam says, you know, Rockstar, we're going to take 40% of that.
Yeah, I don't know if it
fuck?
should... Right. Yeah, I mean, he's going crazy, right?
Yeah, like, you guys didn't help me buy my first van.
Yeah. I don't know if it should be that high, though, to be honest.
I don't think it should be that high.
I don't like the idea of rich people getting taxed like nothing, because, you know, rich people know their accountants know what? The tax codes.
Mm-hmm.
They know how to let rich people know, well, if you do this, and then you move your fucking this, and then you fucking do this, and you do a backflip, and blah, blah, you pay this little in taxes.
I think 30 is fair.
Well, I don't know the percentage. Maybe 30 is fair.
Maybe 30 is fair.
Maybe that's...
Because think about it. Let's say you do pull 100 mil. You get taxed 30 mil.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got to keep 70.
Yeah.
You're telling me the government can do a lot with 30 mil?
And ultimately, I think the government does a terrible job at using other people's money.
Oh, fuck yeah.
You know?
Look at all the money they send over there to fucking
How much
Israel.
taxpayer money is right now the fucking Taliban riding around in our fucking helicopters or tanks or fucking AR-15s?
Thinking they're the Avengers?
How many of that, like, people got to look at that and be like, I reckon that's my fucking tax money. Hey, that's my fucking tax money on the fucking helicopter.
Hey, bro, that's what they fucking didn't refund me.
They're looking at, wait.
I could have gotten that back on my refund.
Isn't that my tank? That came out of my pocket. You know what I mean?
What the fuck?
So, try telling taxpayers, like, yeah, we let them keep hundreds of fucking tanks and armored vehicles and AR-15s and ammunition and fucking cartridges and fucking oil. And
to be fair, from what I've heard is they supposedly fried those all basically the equipment there. Like they could probably drive the cars, but like all the actual like electronic gear in there, like all that fancy shit in there, that it's useless. They say supposedly the military just fried all that shit. But then again, like the military's always done that. They did that in Vietnam. They did that during World War II, where they just left all the weapons there because they were like, it's not cost effective. Like think about it, 20 years worth of weapons they've been taken to Afghanistan. Imagine how much it would cost to bring 20 years worth of weapons back.
God damn, the world is huge.
You know, think about it. How much would it cost?
The world is so fucking big.
20 years worth of weapons being dropped off there. So it's just like, to be fair, I mean, they probably said, fuck it, we'll just fry everything. They'll probably be able to drive. They'll probably drive fancy for a bit, but none of those motherfuckers are diesel mechanics. So it'll last them a couple months and they'll go to shit.
Yeah, Owen Benjamin has a segment where he says, you know, when you're broke, you want to tax everybody. He goes, you just want to tax the rich, because you have nothing.
That's true.
So the people that they don't produce, they're like, tax the rich. And then when you get to rich or middle class, let's say middle class, you're like, the IRS is always on my ass trying to tax me.
Yeah.
But then when you get to Jeff Bezos status, even Jeff Bezos is like, yeah, tax everybody. Tax all of us.
Yeah.
He goes, then you go right back to woke. You know?
Yeah. From what I've heard, it's supposedly because of that because of all those taxes and the rich. The reason why rich people love getting taxed is because it minimizes competition.
Yeah, because they know it's like, dude, my accountant's he's done this shit for 60 years.
Hey, bro, I don't mind.
He knows the tax code in memory. Like, he memorized.
You're a startup book company? Your company's barely starting to sell books? Well, good luck competing, bro.
I'll look through your catalog and I'll just sell everything half off, bro.
Yep. That's the thing. You don't, like, you remove competition from there.
Yeah.
Like, if taxes were lower, like, it'd create all kinds of competition.
It's insane, man.
That's true.
So, and that's another way. You don't get that big. The company I had in mind earlier when I was talking all this bullshit about taxes was Amazon. It's the company I think about. Who got that big? Amazon.
Mm-hmm. But what risk did he take, though?
No, but those motherfuckers, of course. All the credit to the young Jeff Bezos. You've seen those videos where he's driving that beat up ass car. It's like, dude, you know you're worth like billions. He goes, yeah, but this is a good car.
It's a good car.
All respect, because dude, he had his idea. He was a fucking entrepreneur, you know. But now you're talking about a different world of like, hey, buddy, you weren't gonna get this big without our help. So now that you want to take all this shit for yourself, really, when you know we can use some of it, you're gonna take it all for yourself? Let's not play dumb.
Let's not play dumb, Jeffers. Come on, Jeffers.
Unless you reinvest it and get even fucking bigger, which we don't have a problem with that, because you're feeding people, you're fucking doing all this. It takes a weight off our back.
Yeah.
But you don't get to that big of a fucking size without political influence.
Possibly.
Keep in mind, the dude bought a fucking newspaper.
Yeah. He
the
owns
Washington
his own fucking newspaper.
Post.
Yeah, he owns that shit and make his own fucking stories up. You bro, who knows how many times he fucking just has a meeting every week and he goes, all right, we're releasing one fucking article. It doesn't have to be front page, but we're releasing one article for you. You're pumping up my nuts.
I saved the drowning baby. Did I or did I not?
Yes, Mr. Bezos, you did.
Yes, sir.
Good. Did I cheat on my wife? No, you didn't.
I came up with the fucking cure of cancer and it's available on Amazon. So it's like,
who's the bad guy, my ex-wife or me? Your ex-wife, Mr. Bezos. That's fucking right.
Exactly. Who's Captain America?
Chris Evans?
No,
bitch, me. You're fired.
Exactly. So it's like,
get it right.
Yeah. So it's like, to get to companies that size, dude, I've heard that they fucking lobby like a motherfucker, bro. They put money in politics where they're like, hey, you know, these guys are trying to compete. You guys got to do what you do. The laws apply to them, not me. All right. You know? So it's like,
rules for thee, not to me.
Exactly, bro. But
it's a trip, bro.
Did you hear that Newsom is banning he's banning gas lawnmowers?
It's stupid. People are gonna lose all kinds of money.
How?
Because I got an electric leaf blower, and I even got an electric hedge trimmer. It's garbage. Like, it's not like, think about it. If you own it's cool if it's for yourself, you know, if you're using your yourself, you know, all you gotta do is go charge it, you know, go to your garage, put a charger, and you're good to go. But imagine if you own a landscaping business, bro. How long do you think think about how many houses you cut in a day. Let's just say 4 houses, you know, each house probably lasts you 2 hours, depending how big the lawn is. Let's just say roughly it lasts you 2 hours to cut a house, and you cut 4 houses a day. You know, how long is that? I don't think that charge is gonna last you 8 hours when you're fucking cutting all kinds of fucking grass and lawns and fucking hedges and doing all kinds of fancy shit. I don't think it's gonna last you that long. I mean, I'm going by from what I've used. I've used electric shit. It doesn't fucking last me all day. And I do little bullshit. I'm not a landscaper. I use it for my little bullshit backyard, and that shit dies. So imagine if I was doing that shit professionally.
Yeah.
I would literally have to carry a generator in the back of my truck, have that shit gassed up, which is stupid, because think about it. How the fuck do generators work? You use gas. You fill it up with gas, turn that bitch on, the gas burns, turns it into electricity, and that's how you charge your shit. So either way, you're still using gas to power your fucking tools. Because you would connect the charger, charge your bullshit until you get to the next location, unplug it, put it back. All right. Oh, fuck, I'm out of gas. Oh, shit, well, I got another gas tank. So I'm going to burn more gas to power my generator that's going to power my electric batteries. when I could have just, hey, poured a little bit of gas on my leaf blower, poured a little gas on my chainsaw, poured a little gas on my lawnmower, and I'm good to go. You know? I think it's fucking ridiculous.
It does sound a little. It does sound. Look, I think it is credible that global warming is being affected by people.
Yes.
I think so.
Yes.
I think with like enough burning, but this looks like they're making something that is complex, just ineffective.
Think about it. How much more fuel are you going to have to burn to charge your shit? People don't put that into consideration. Like, dude, there's studies that show, may or may not be true. I'm not going to say they're 100% true. But gas cars cause the same emissions as electric cars. People don't think about that. Where do you get the electricity to charge your car?
You got to burn fucking gas.
You burn coal.
Yep.
So, if you're going to be getting rid of gas, where is your primary source of energy coming from? Electricity, right? You're becoming more dependent on electricity than you're becoming dependent on petroleum. So where are we going to get our fucking electricity from? You're going to burn more coal, right? Because we need to produce more. Because, hey, guess what? All of California is fucking using electricity now. What do? We got to burn more coal. So then what the fuck's going to happen? You're burning more coal. What does coal do? Create smoke, right? Affect the environment, right? So don't you think it's going to still be a pollutant? Because why? You're burning more. Aren't we?
I think that is what's going on.
So it's the same thing. People aren't realizing that. It's the same bullshit. Same fucking thing. Now, if we could say, hey, bro, well, we're sticking to renewable energy. Okay, that's cool. That's a great idea. But it's not sustainable at the same time. I had this argument with fucking Jew. Because he was trying to say, like, oh, bro, fucking renewable energy is the way to go, blah, blah, blah. And just like, it's good. Technically, it's free, but not really free because you got to buy all the fucking things to actually have the energy stored in your house. But at the same time, it's not dependable. It's not sustainable. If you want to run solar panels on top of your house to get good a good charge on that bitch, you got to make sure the sky is clear. No clouds, your bitch is clear and you're getting sun for a good amount of time. But even then, when have you seen a house with solar panels run solely on solar? No. Most people tell you, I mean, yeah, it knocks off like $30 off my bill, but I still got to use electricity. Why? Because we got accustomed to running all kinds of outlets, all kinds of appliances.
$30 off a bill, that's really good money, bro.
It is good money, but your house isn't running solely on solar. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's not sustainable. Now, if they develop better fucking cells...
Wait, but when you say sustainable, what do you mean it's not sustainable?
Like, you can't solely run on solar.
Solely run.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not sustainable. Like, you can't... I can't put solar panels on my house, disconnect my power line, and use whatever energy's on the battery from the solar panels and run my house all day with it. I won't. I gotta cook. My refrigerator and my chest freezer has to be running all fucking day. Lights are on, TVs are on. Like, how many lights we got on in this bitch right now to power the fucking podcast? The laptop's connected, you know? Unless I'm gonna be a fucking hermit where I only turn it on when I absolutely need to, then yeah, I can make the fucking battery last me all day. But in most cases, for families, it's not gonna last you all day. Because you're gonna be having appliances or something on for majority of the day, right? Whether it be the TV, whether it be the router for Wi-Fi, although it doesn't consume a lot of energy, but still you're gonna have that shit on 24/7. You're gonna have your refrigerators running 24/7, even your stoves, because nowadays people use electric stoves. That's what I mean where it's not sustainable. Same thing with wind. We got a fuck ton of fucking windmills over there towards Moreno Valley and shit, but it only works when we got fucking wind. If we don't got wind, we're fucked.
Straight up, we're fucked.
But
did you see that fucking video of Kamala Harris?
What about her?
That I guess I heard she came out with this video of like they were talking about NASA and fucking telescopes, but that some of the kids that came out in this video were actors, child actors. They weren't like just genuine fucking normal kids.
Really?
Like that they had to audition her to come out with this scripted ass video. And she was talking to them about like, yeah, we're gonna, like you can explore space and like it's amazing what we can see, and we're gonna be making all these new discoveries. And after everything she says, all the kids are like, wow, oh my god. And then they interview kids like, yeah, Kamala Harris, she's amazing. She's the fucking the vice president of the United States, and all her answers were just so like just on point, blah blah. Blah. And then it turns out they're fucking child actors.
Oh my god.
So
Whack.
it just like, dude, and I also heard that it's creepy, man, when you think about this. You know what else I heard?
Well,
That Canes was sending their corporate workers to restaurants.
Canes?
Canes. So I guess the labor shortage is that bad that that's what I heard. That Canes was telling corporate workers show up at the restaurants and do the fucking restaurant job.
Fuck.
That's how, because I heard in August like 4 million people quit their jobs.
At Canes.
No, food like in the country.
Oh, in the country. That Canes. I was like, God damn.
So you think they employ 4 million? Bro?
I don't fucking know. They're fucking huge.
Yeah, but that's how many people quit the labor force. No, not quit the labor force. Quit their job.
Yeah.
Because when you leave the labor force, that's a different thing. That's a different thing.
Holy shit, it's got to be crazy.
Because the unemployment rate doesn't count the people that just left the workforce
No.
altogether.
No.
So that's just 4 million people that left their posts, like their jobs.
Holy shit.
Dude, this is, I mean, if you need somebody to tell you that we're going to go through a period of inflation that's at like 5 point something% already, that I heard.
Oh, fuck.
This is it.
Should we be scared?
I don't want to send fear through the fucking YouTube waves. You might get your video deleted for that.
But be a little worried.
It's just concerning, man.
Nah, I can imagine.
What do you expect when you shut down the... Dude, do you think that the economies were shut down during the flu in the 20s?
Not at all.
Did World War I shut down the U.S. economy?
Fuck no, that shit got fucking huge.
Did World War II shut down the U.S. economy?
No.
Did Vietnam shut down the economy?
No, people started working like crazy.
But a virus shut down the economy.
COVID shut it down. COVID shut it down.
That's insane.
It's a trip. I think I don't know how I would act, dude. Like, let's say I fucking worked my way to the top of the corporate chain, starting, as a fry cook, went to manager, regional manager, district manager, went to the top, just for them to say, we need you to go hit the fry cook again. What?
And the flashbacks of just fucking your worst
You
days.
hating your fucking life, like fucking food thrown back at you because it was undercooked. You're like, yeah, bro, I'm out.
You haven't said excuse me in like 3 years. You haven't said please. You
haven't heard the words. Let me speak to your manager.
Yeah, you haven't had to show any fucking like manners and decency in 3 years, and you're just like, those days are back.
That's when you say, the fuck they are, bro. I'm out.
Yeah, dude. Have you heard of co-ops, worker co-ops? Have you heard of those? Dude, what comes to mind when I say communism, socialism? What comes to mind?
Antifa?
Shout out to Antifa.
Shout out to Antifa. Keep it up, bro.
I would think worker communes come to mind.
I don't know what that is.
Look this up. While I fucking... It's meant to democratize a workplace. I was just like, wait, isn't this what communists want? Wait, so we already have what communists want? So basically in the workplace, it's there's no like boss. It's just you're all doing the work together. There's a democratic way of electing people in charge, multiple people in charge. There's no one head. And yeah, you guys all just like, whether it's a coffee shop that you guys are running, whether it's a fucking restaurant, whatever kind of like brick and mortar location or whatever, you guys all do the work together. There's really no one person in charge.
So you guys basically what? Okay, from what I'm reading right here, it says
this is a worker co-op, by the way.
Yeah, cooperative is a cooperative owned and self-managed by its workers. This control may mean a firm where every worker owner participates in decision making in a democratic fashion, or it may refer to one in which management is elected by every worker owner who each have one vote. So you basically vote on certain decisions that happen in the company?
You own where you work, and you vote on decisions. But that's crazy because that's what I envisioned when I heard people say we want communism, we want communism, but that's already a thing. And from what I hear, that's a thing in the U.S. Like there's various.
Well, there's a lot of companies that are unions that are basically like
worker co-ops
owned. Yeah.
But then it's like, to me, it just baffles me. It's like, dude, this is already a thing. So like this big fear of communism is here.
It's already happening, bro.
It's been a thing. You know?
Yeah.
But obviously communists want to fucking nationalize everything.
Yeah, they want to one-up it too.
But it's insane, man.
Hell yeah. But I think that's a good way to end it.
Definitely a good way to end it.
If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.
Let us know in the comments. Anything you guys want us to cover, let us know in the comments.
Let us know. Talk, motherfuckers.
Anything you agree with, let us know. Anything you disagree with, let us know and why. We would love to hear from you. I've been J40.
I've been Sickly. We hope you guys enjoyed it. And we'll see you guys in the next one.
Yep.
Peace.